All right, everybody, this is Eric, and we're going to have another season of me doing the analysis, both statistics and otherwise. Um, for those of you that were here last year, you might have seen these videos, you may not have. Did them mostly just for the coaches last year, but if you guys want to partake in this, this is uh, what I'm going to be doing for the team for the most part this year. I don't really have enough time to commit to really coming to much of any of the practices, but Chris still wanted me to help out. So this is what I enjoy doing, and it's pretty helpful for you guys, very helpful for the coaches, and we're going to have another season of this. So what we're going to be doing is after each set of tournaments, I'm going to be going over the statistics relative to what I think is necessary for you guys to compete at a level that you want to compete at. Um, it's pretty advanced type stuff that's usually only reserved for pros and college level teams. But I've been doing this for my teams when I had them since they were in seventh grade, and I'm pretty sure I know what needs to be done for you guys to compete at your level, at least from a statistical basis. Um, in addition to that, we're going to have more tutorials on how to use Huddle, not just for statistics, but to create yourselves some recruiting highlights. And we're going to do a Zoom call with Huddle as well as we get later on in the season. That to me is the least interesting part of this. I'm much more interested in the actual basketball part, but for the recruiting aspect of what you guys want to do, Huddle is an invaluable tool, and we'll get into that. So for you guys, for those of you that have seen this before, there are some key numbers that you guys are going to want to shoot for as a team. There are three different categories that are relevant. One is EFG, effective field goal percentage, turnover ratio or turnover rate, and offensive rebound percentage. For your group, what you really need is 50% effective field goal percentage. And yes, it'd be nice to get that every single game, and that's the goal. But certainly for the season, it's a very reasonable goal for your skill level. Um, for turnover rate or turnover ratio, actually, this turnover rate, we want to keep that below 20%. And this squad actually had quite a bit of an issue with that last season. So I'm curious to see if we can mature our way out of that this season. We did add a couple of pieces, which hopefully will make that a little bit better. And offensive rebound percentage, we want to keep above 30%. And we're going to go through the stats and we're going to go through the shot charts, which will hopefully give some insight as to how to make those statistics the way we want them to look. And those statistics do lead to wins in the long run. So we have only 2 games this past week, and you'll see as we go through these after weekend, the sample size does add up rather quickly. But we start right from the beginning with the Heat Lightning game, and we're right below where we need to be, which is 49%, which is really not that bad considering that Heat Lightning is a pretty good team. Turnover rate 21.2%. We want to keep that again below 20. Offensive rebound percentage is extremely strong at 41%. That's actually a really, really good sign. So now we're going to look at the shot chart to see what it is that contributes usually to good effective field goal percentage and what we need to accomplish. We got to switch back to Heat Lightning. And this is kind of the key. And this is what I'm going to be just yelling about all season long. If I were at practice, I would be yelling at you the whole time. And since I'm not, all you're getting is kind of from the sidelines. And hopefully Chris reflects my thoughts on this matter. These are the shots that you want to just eliminate. Anything inside the three-point arc that's not directly at the rim. So what we're going to be looking for every single game is a paucity of shots from this range. So here we have 3, 4, 5 shots out of 57, which is excellent. If you can keep the percentage of shots of these bad twos to under 10% of total shots, you're really kind of ahead of the game. And then you have these open threes. I'm not as concerned about how often they actually go in. As long as the right players are taking these shots. we have a pretty decent sample size on most of you, so we know who should be taking these shots. And if you have guys taking wide open threes, you're and there, unless you are just really just delusional about your ability to take them, if you can make these shots at a better than 33% clip, you should be just bombing away from out here if you're not going to get all the way to the rim. This area here is death. This is what reduces efficiency. This is what puts you at a disadvantage. So right off the bat, this is very, very strong, very, very good start. So now let's take a look at the box score, take a look at some individuals just for fun here. All right. Frankie, where are you, Frankie? Wake up. Frankie only took 2 threes, only took 4 shots, so that's not very characteristic. Welcome to the team, Ryan. Ryan, actually from the field, was very poor this game. 6 for 18 and 2 for 9 from 3. What was really good was Seth. Seth 7 for 9, shot pretty much everything at the rim. That's exactly where we want to be. Justin 0 for 6 from 3. That's okay. Why? Because we know that long term he can make threes at a clip, which warrants him taking them. So again, this is my background is in statistics and in poker and in stock market. All we want to do is put ourselves in a position to win long run. We can't be completely results oriented. Now, Ryan, I don't know if you're a 3-point shooter or Ryan's a 3-point shooter. I can't say. But I do know that if you are not a 3-point shooter, you shouldn't be taking 9 threes. If you are a good 3-point shooter, you should be taking 9 threes. And Justin, you could just continue to fire away. Who else had decent games here? Just overall, just pretty decent. Sean for pretty reasonable there. 2 for 5 from 3. Extending your range, I like that. 4 for 8 overall, not bad. And the beautiful thing is we kept the turnovers down. This was a big problem. John, one of these days, we'll get this turnovers down. And what's kind of neat about this is that you can actually click on this right here. And if I wanted to, I could look at all of your turnovers. Do I want to do that just for fun, just as one time? All right, let's look at all of John's turnovers. I really haven't looked at them yet. Now, is it going to be the wild fancy pass turnover? Unfortunately, I just kind of know you a little bit too well at this point. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to this one, sorry. Let's see. No, I don't know what that is. Yeah, so it looks as though the footage is a little wonky for these turnover clips. Actually, see, they gave that one to Randolph. See, this is what you guys got to do. When you both wear number 55, you're going to drive me to the lunatic asylum. So you can't do this because I can't be expected to manually go in here. Oh, that was Randolph's. See? Hopefully by the next tournament, please, pretty please. See, that was Randolph's. See, see, John, I was going off on you about your turnovers, and they weren't even you. Nonetheless, overall, very, very nice start. And I have very high aspirations for this team for this season. Now let's go on to the next game, which is the Edge Atlantics North. And boy, oh boy, let's look at this. 63% effective field goal percentage. Let's go. I'll tell you, if you do that, you're losing to nobody. Okay. Now, is this going to be a problem again this year, guys? Every year I go to the doctor. He tells me that I have very low blood pressure for someone that does what I do for a living. And my cardiologist says everything's cool. My blood pressure's so low. Everything's chilled. If you continue to keep this turnover rate at 25%, you're going to challenge my health. And I can't allow that. Okay, so we've got to. I spent all last season like losing sleep over your guys' turnover ratio, and I can't have that again this year. Listen, Ryan, we brought you in, right? Help with the ball handling a little bit. This turnover ratio has got to go below 20. It just has to. Otherwise, you're just not going to beat the good teams in the big tournaments. Offensive rebound percentage in this one was not that great, but you know what? You trade almost all that for the 63% effective field goal percentage. This is awesome. Let's take a look at the shot chart. So 3, 4, 5. All right, not bad. Okay, we want to keep this percentage, right, of bad twos below 10%. So it's a little bit high for my blood, but we had so much right at the rim. I mean, this is a very efficient performance. And did well enough from three, 4, 9, 11, 13, and you were, what's that, like 5, 6 for 13? I mean, whatever this works out to be, this is excellent. This is a really, really good game. But just to illustrate my point, even with a 63% effective field goal percentage, which is just off the charts great, you still only won by like 10. And the reason why is because of those turnovers, right? That has to be addressed like every single day in practice. Let's see who the culprit is, and unfortunately, it's everybody. Look at every turnover is like right down the line. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. As far as points go, Ryan 7 for 14, 2 for 6 from 3. There you go, Seth 8 for 9, right at the rim. That's what we want. Justin 1 for 2. You were 1 for 5 from 2, which is kind of interesting. You might want to take a look and see those clips there. But overall, I have to say, this is a very, very promising start for you guys. And for those of you that don't know me by now, if it were not a promising start, I would let you know. Okay, this is really, really, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how you guys progress. But again, turnover rate. You have to keep that down, especially if you're able to put up these types of effective field goal percentages. I mean, and let's say you can keep the turnover rate down, you could actually win tournaments, I think, with this group, and real tournaments. I'm looking forward to that. This is a bold call by me, but I think this is possible. We keep everybody healthy. We keep the turnover ratio down. I think that you're going to win one of these tournaments, one of these hoop group tournaments, one of these bigger tournaments. We shall see, but that is my very lofty prediction. Anyway, we'll be back next week after the Island Garden stuff and update this.